Hello friends, we are going to start the subject of operating system. We shall start the subject with introduction to system software. Before discussing the term system software, we must know the meaning of software, hardware and how software and hardware are related to each other. Therefore, we shall start with definition of hardware and software. Hardware. There are many correlated definitions of hardware. Hardware is best described as a device that is physically connected to your computer or something that can be physically touched. Or we can say that hardware in the computer world refers to the physical components that make up a computer system. Computer hardware consists of monitor, keyboard, hard disk drive, mouse, printers, CPU, which includes graphics cards, sound cards, RAM, motherboard and chips, interconnection buses, etc., all of which are physical objects that you can actually touch. Most hardware contains circuit board, ICs and other electronics. A perfect example of hardware is a computer monitor, which is an output device that lets you see what you are doing on your computer. Without any hardware, your computer would not exist and software would not be able to run. Hardware can be of two types, internal hardware and external hardware. Generally, internal hardware is not always visible to a user. A computer system may have some internal hardware components, for example, CPU, hard disk drive, motherboard, RAM, sound card, video card, etc. Generally, external hardware is always visible to user. The external hardware components include monitor, keyboard, mouse, printer, scanner, etc. Software. There are a number of correlated definitions of software. Software is a set of programs, procedures, algorithms and its documentation concerned with the operation of a data processing system. Or we can say that software is a collection of programs whose objective is to enhance the capabilities of the hardware machine. In another definition, software is any set of machine readable instructions that directs a computer processor to perform specific operations. The set of instructions are commonly known as a program, without which computers cannot do any operations. Simply, software means computer instructions or data. In a very simple language, we can say that anything that can be stored electronically is software. For example, all operating systems, MS Word, MS PowerPoint, antivirus, Internet Explorer, any program written in high level language are all examples of software. In contrast to hardware, software is untouchable. In a very simple language, we can say that anything which is visible even if computer is on or off is called hardware, and whatever can be visible on screen only when computer is on is called software. How software and hardware are related? Software and hardware are complementary to each other. Hardware and software require each other. Neither has any value without the other. Software defines and determines the ways in which hardware resources of a computer system can be used. In order for a computer to produce useful output, the hardware and software must work together. Nothing useful can be done with the computer hardware on its own, and software cannot be utilized without supporting hardware. In this diagram, one can see that we have hardware layer which is surrounded by software layer. Users are outside layer. One can see that users cannot communicate with hardware directly. It is the software with which a user interacts, and software interacts with hardware. Therefore, we can say software is an intermediary between users and hardware. Hardware is core of a computer system surrounded by layers of software, so that user is just outside the whole thing. User is getting a view so that inner details of hardware and all machine oriented information of hardware are hidden from him. That is the main purpose of software. Further, software can be divided into two categories: application software and system software. One can see in this diagram that the software lies between user and hardware. Further, this diagram shows that software layer has been divided into two parts: application software and system software. Application software. Application software is all the computer software that causes a computer to perform useful tasks beyond the running of the computer itself and enable the end user to perform specific productive tasks. A specific instance of such software is called a software application, or simply app. Application software includes programs that do real work for users. Application software is the software that allows users to do things like create text documents, play games, listen to music, or surf the web. Word processors, spreadsheets, PowerPoint, database management systems fall under this category of application software that interacts and performs user specific tasks. Application software run under system software and are made to do a specific task which have indirect access to the hardware. Application softwares can be divided into two categories: proprietary software, also called special purpose software, and off the shelf software, also called general purpose software. Proprietary software is a program for a specific application, usually developed and owned by a single company. For example, software for manufacturing, production control, accounting, journal ledger, etc. Off the shelf software is existing software program that is purchased. For example, database systems, word processing, etc. System software. System software is software designed to operate and control the computer hardware and to provide a platform for running application software. It coordinates the activities and functions of hardware and programs. System softwares are those common programs developed for all users of the computer hardware for executing their application programs. System program simplifies the programming environment and enables efficient use of hardware. It hides the details of how hardware operates, thereby making the use of computers hardware relatively easy for an application programmer. System software includes the operating system and all the utilities that enable the computer to function. System software has direct control and access to computer hardware and memory locations. They perform input-output operations on various memory locations and control the hardware to make the application software do a task. Operating system is the main example of system software that interacts directly with hardware to make the system work and also provide a platform for other applications to work. Examples of system software include all operating systems like Microsoft Windows, Linux, Unix, Mac operating system, DOS, BIOS software, utilities like device driver softwares including graphics driver, linker software, assembler and compiler software, etc. System software manages and integrates a computer's capabilities, but does not directly perform tasks that benefit the user. The system software serves the application, which in turn serves the user. System software is an interface between users, application software and hardware. These days, system softwares are integral part of computers and are often designed and developed by the manufacturer of the hardware and supplied along with machine as inseparable components. Use of third party system software against additional cost is already a common practice of today. Broadly, system software can be categorized into 4 categories, namely language translators, utilities, device drivers and operating systems. Language translators. Every user program is run by hardware in form of machine codes. Programmers found it difficult to write or read programs in machine language. To relieve programmer from this burden, specialized languages like C, C++, Fortran, COBOL, Pascal, etc. were developed to express their problems concisely and easily. Language translators were then required to translate these programs written in high level language into machine codes. Assemblers, compilers and interpreters are examples of language translator system softwares. Earlier, to make things simple, programmers started using assembly language containing mnemonics. Assembler is a system program used to translate a program in assembly language to object code. To make things more simple, programmers started to use high level languages. A compiler is a system program used to translate a program in high level language to object code. Programming languages like Fortran, COBOL, C, C++ have compilers. Assemblers and compilers translate the source program into an object program that is not readily executable but close to runnable machine language form. This object program can be stored permanently and can be run anytime in future. An interpreter is also a translator system program that accepts a program written in a high level language as a source program and translates it line by line and finally executes it directly. Interpreter never produces an object program. Programming languages like BASIC, PHP, Lisp, etc. have interpreters. Everybody is not required to develop translators. Translator is permanent and one translator for any one computer language is sufficient for different users. System softwares need not to be developed again and again. All translator softwares are system softwares. Other than these, loaders, macroprocessors and various types of library routines to support program execution are examples of system programs belonging to this class. In order to relieve the programmers of the need to repeat identical parts of program, compilers, assemblers and sometimes operating systems provide a macro processing facility. Macroprocessor is system software which substitutes every macro instruction with the macro expansion code at the respective position. The user's source programs are usually converted to object program by program translators. The loader is a system program which accepts the object program, prepares these programs for execution by the computer, brings the object program into memory for execution and initiates the execution. Not all system software applies equally to all application domains. Some system softwares such as graphics library and artificial expert system, image processing etc. are specific to a particular application area and may not be useful in others. Other system softwares like compilers, interpreter, assembler and loader are rather intended to be very general. Device drivers. Our computer system has different kinds of input output devices like printer, keyboard, monitor etc. To control the operation of these devices individually, softwares are required that will provide an interface between each and every device and the rest of the system to make these devices simpler and easy to use. This device dependent program that controls and monitors the operation of a device is called a device driver. Each device requires its own device driver for operation. Device drivers are also system programs. The device drivers are loaded into the memory each time a computer is started. When a new device is added, new device drivers must be installed. Utilities. Utility software is a system software designed to help analyze, configure, optimize or maintain a computer system. Utility softwares are small but powerful programs with a limited capability operated by the user to maintain a smooth running of the computer system. Utility software usually focuses on how the computer infrastructure, including the computer hardware, operating system, application software and data storage operates. Major utility system softwares are antiviruses, backup software, disk cleaners, screensavers, troubleshooting programs, uninstall programs, etc. Utilities are programs which either improves the functioning of the operating system or supply missing or additional functionality. Operating system. The most important system software is operating system. Operating system can be defined as a set of programs that control the computer hardware and acts as an interface with application programs. The operating system allows the parts of a computer to work together by performing tasks like transferring data between memory and disks or rendering output onto display device. It governs and controls the working of processor, main memory, secondary storage, input-output devices and different files. Operating system is also termed as government, resource allocator, executive, controller, supervisor or control program. Operating system converts basic request into a set of detailed instructions that the hardware requires. There are many types of operating systems like Windows family operating systems including Windows 8, Windows Vista, Windows NT etc., Unix, Linux, Solaris etc. Mainframe operating systems such as IBM's YED operating system and embedded operating systems such as VxWorks, ECOS and Palm operating system. As shown in figure, operating system acts as an interface between other system and application programs, users programs and the physical computer hardware along with its peripherals. User never interacts with hardware directly. It is the responsibility of operating system to satisfy the hardware demands of users by interaction with hardware itself. It also manages the various resources of a computer system to enhance its productivity. Goals of operating system. Operating system simplifies the execution of user programs and makes solving user problems easier. It makes the use of computer hardware efficiently. It allows sharing of hardware and software resources. It makes application software portable and versatile. It provides isolation, security and protection among user programs. It improves overall system reliability. Conclusions. In this program, we have discussed the concept of software and hardware which are complementary to each other and require each other to run a computer system. Also, we have discussed that both application software and system software are necessary for any computer system. Application software serves the user, but system software serves the application programs. Application softwares communicate with users while system software communicates with hardware. Finally, we have concluded with the definition of operating system. Thank you.